burn this motherfucker to the ground.
Well, all right. Well, I guess we should start this bitch off with a little thing we like to call news.
Let's do it.
Gather round, folks, it's time for the scoop. Tune your ears in, let's join the loop.
Bum, 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 bum. Well, alrighty then. Let's get into this first story here, Dennis.
Let's do it.
All right. Over the past decade or so, studios have been inviting social media stars and influencers to early screenings of their upcoming films, aka word-of-mouth screenings. They'll fly these influencers out to premieres, put them up in the best hotels, and wine them and dine them, and hell, some of them even might get paid to promote the movie. They do all of this for good press. They figure even if these movies might not be great, these social media stars will be blinded by the glitz and glamour and end up boosting the film's reputation with a solid review. Well, unfortunately for those influencers, Universal and Christopher Nolan have said enough's enough. And they're not hosting any word-of-mouth screenings for The Odyssey. The only word-of-mouth that they want is the word-of-mouth of actual critics. How do you feel about this?
I mean, I kind of get it, especially from Nolan. It seems like a movie would make the looking at films more critically instead of it just being a hype machine. I get that. The only problem is, let's be honest, the same thing happens with the critics. They do the same thing to the critics, so it's not like all of a sudden you're going to have this purist fucking review of what your film is. But I get it's putting on the airs. You want to get it back to this like a more regal Hollywood, and I get it.
Let's face it, you're not doing this with any movie. You're doing it with a Christopher Nolan big hyped up movie, a movie that
it's a tentpole film for the studio.
A movie that sold out IMAX screens a year before it came out, a movie that sold out all screens and crashed websites the day the tickets went out. So it's like, you already have a good movie on your hands, or a movie people are going to pay to see either way. And let's face it, movies like this, whether it's good or bad, we all assume it's going to be good, I think. People are still going to say, oh, it's great because it's Nolan, kind of the effect that we were talking about Spielberg last week. So it's like, they kind of know they're in good hands. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. Obviously, we've talked about the film before. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
I think there is a little bit of the story itself is its own promotion of the movie. Now that this is getting kicked around, it gives off the sort of elitist air of like, these are for real moviegoers. These are for real film buffs and stuff. I'm like, okay, I understand the move. I don't think it necessarily is going to work, but
no. And you know
I
what?
get
I'm
why.
kind of pissed. I hate that you got these people who clearly are shells for it, but at the same time, that's kind of where the marketing is now. That's getting asses in seats. So I kind of feel bad for these like social media stars, but at the same point, if they don't really care about the movie, why do I want to hear from them in the first place?
Exactly. I feel like I've heard way too much inverse of my own reaction to films recently. So many people shitting on Mandalorian and Grogu. I enjoyed that quite a bit. So many people just overhyping Disclosure, and I did not enjoy it. In fact, I was at Fan Expo this last weekend, just on Friday, and these people ahead of me in line to get their passes were just drooling all over Disclosure Day. Talking about how they illegally downloaded it. We're watching on the flight over.
Oh god!
So first, I was pissed off hearing that, and I'm like, you guys, this is why shitty things get made. Is because you do stuff like this. Second, you guys, I don't know. I do not agree with your taste because that was not a good film. So,
yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully this works out for him. Clearly, I feel like this movie it has potential to hit $1 billion, but we'll find out in 2-3 weeks almost, I think.
Yeah. We'll be here before we know it.
That right. All right, moving on here. Little TV news. Sorry, I want to clear my throat, so I'm going to mute the mic from
mic mute. Oh, almost muted it.
That was quick. That was. Oh, did you hear the cough?
Like caught a piece of it, just a piece.
I thought I had the quickest fingers in the East, but I don't. So fuck me. All right. Seth MacFarlane will be producing a live-action series based on Matt Dinenman's highly popular RPG-like sci-fi novels, Dungeon Crawler Crawl. For those of you unfamiliar with the books, here's the premise. An alien invasion has wiped out most of humanity, and any survivors are forced to fight for their lives on a sadistic intergalactic game show. Sounds bad, right? Now try doing that with bare feet and a stuck-up, self-centered, tiara-wearing talking cat as your partner. Welcome to Dungeon Crawler World Earth, where the apocalypse will be televised, and Coast Guard vet Carl finds himself stuck with his ex-girlfriend's award-winning show cat, Princess Donut, the queen of Anchonk, as they try to survive the end of the world, fighting monsters, aliens, and an insane AI, and even other survivors. All for the sake of good TV. Survival is optimal, entertainment is not. I've heard a lot of people talking about the show, and my brother dived deep into it. He has all the books, and part of me kind of wants to listen to the audiobooks because people say insanely good things about this. Have you heard much about Dungeon Crawler, Carl?
My cousin actually that I played Daggerheart with, he
Makes
was
sense.
saying he's a fan of I think he was listening to the audiobooks, but just said that they're very well done, said they're very entertaining, was highly recommending I check them out too. And this is well before word of the show getting made. So it seems like the fire caught fast on this one. Like, once kind of like the floodgates opened to like, oh yeah, hey, this is a thing. I feel like I started hearing about it everywhere all at once. So
right,
it sounds like fun. It sounds like a kind of thing I'd be interested in. So, and original IP more or less, like, I mean, not original IP necessarily, but at least something we haven't seen.
Something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently it's been around since 2020, but I think there's like 10 books in the series or something like that. Damn. So it's like, It makes sense. You got a lot of leeway to work here. And it's interesting that MacFarlane, it was too expensive to do Ted, but it's like, I guess maybe do it. Now that I'm thinking about it, there was a whole episode of Ted that was a D&D episode of season 2. I wonder if that was like his like kind of hand at trying out that world in live action format for Peacock. But
how would you write a very D&D centric plot into a very comedic format that would be entertaining for people who aren't just fans of D&D? Because I think that's where you're going to start to lose some people unless you broaden it out some.
Yeah.
And this sounds like a way of doing that.
Right. I wish I knew more about it to like guess who should be Dungeon Crawler Carl. I don't know why putting crawler in the middle really throws me off from saying it all at once.
It's a Crawler Carl. The CR is at the beginning, and then all of a sudden you're separating him for the Carl. You want to, it is weird.
Wish I had that Rick action. Carl. Oh man, but I don't know. So I'm intrigued. I'll be watching this. I mean, I got to get around to at least the audiobook for the first one. But some reason I can't get into audio. Like I like autobiographies read by the people, but it's like change it up, you fucking weirdo.
Interesting. Yeah. No, it's a good point too. I've one started. I need to. Book. Oh yeah, right.
By an autobiography of the character or like the cat, and then I'd listen to it. Although I wouldn't be shocked if it's told in first person from this guy's point. It doesn't fucking matter. If you're a fan of Dungeon Crawler Carl, if I just say it slow, maybe I can say it. Let's talk about it in the comments. Let us know if you're excited about this. Something I'm excited about that I've never read, but another thing that's been blowing up for the past couple of years, I think you can get behind as well, Dennis. DC Studios and Warner Brothers Animation have announced an animated series based around their massively successful Absolute Batman run. They sweetened the story up a little bit more by announcing the comics creator Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta will be heavily involved in the series. Dragotta will serve as producer. He was the illustrator, I believe, on the books. And Snyder will serve not only as the show's executive producer, but as its showrunner. Here's the premise of the books. Reinventing the Batman myth for a new generation of fans, Absolute Batman reimagines the Dark Knight as a working-class hero up against impossible odds on a mission to prove that even in an era of wealth, power, and corruption, one good person can change the world. And if I know anything about it, doesn't Batman kill in these comic books, Dennis?
I believe so. I'm not as familiar with this story arc. I did see a lot of this shit at Fan Expo. There was several, really, because it's the covers that kept catching my eye, because here's Batman walking around with a fucking sledgehammer, and then he's like standing toe to toe with Wonder Woman, who's got a fucking like battle axe. I'm like, what the shit is this?
Mm-hmm.
So very intriguing. So I am, I'm
right.
curious. I'm curious.
Like, for a while, it's like they should do this as a movie, but it makes sense doing this as a series and animate it, because the sky's the limit here, I feel like, and you can do anything.
Absolutely.
And,
yeah.
Like, it's kind of cool because we got that Caped Crusader show still going. I think season 2 is about to kick off in a couple of weeks. You got this. And then I think they also announced another kind of Joker-centric anime where apparently Batman's been killed and Joker is like going throughout Gotham trying to find the person who killed him to get revenge because his one true foe has been murdered. So I'm
he's no purpose. Oh my God, that sounds sick. I like that.
Right.
I like that. So he's like, if anything, it's an even worse, because now he's gonna go crazy revenge on whoever's in his way. Oh God, I love that. That's great.
So I feel like Batman fans are going to be eating pretty well for the next couple of years with the Batman 2 and all that. All right, this next one, little hesitant about. 20 years ago, Ice Cube starred in the family-friendly movie Are We There Yet? A few years after that, he starred in the sequel Are We Done Yet? A couple of years after that, he produced a quasi-continuation TV series for TBS, which starred Terry Crews and Essence Atkins. And oddly enough, Cube would guest star on the show as a wild character related to Crews' character. Well, now it looks like Ice Cube and Nia Long are reuniting for a third film in the series, and it's going to be titled Are They Gone Yet? In this one, Cube's character Nick will face his biggest challenge yet, grandkids. I feel like that's a natural progression.
Yes, I was about to say the exact same thing. Who asked for this? Cube?
Ice Cube needed an extra paycheck, I think.
He needed something. He needed a movie to work on.
Yeah.
I think you know what movies you should be working on, sir, and it's not this.
It's Triple X. You and Vin Diesel team up as the 2 X's.
I'd check that the fuck
I guess
out.
You call that, what would it be called? X squared.
Oh my God!
People think they're getting porn, but they're just getting two older guys doing action extreme sports.
So I actually have a kind of a funny story about that. When Triple X first came out in theaters, my grandma was living with my mother, my sisters, and I.
I like where this is going.
Oh, it's going. It's going exactly the direction you want it to go. A couple friends of hers from church invited her to the movie, so they came to pick her up, and
church was going to see Xander Cage.
They were trying to decide what movie to see, and they saw this thing called. They talked her into. Well, we got to see whatever this is. Why is it in the theater? This can't be pornography. And then, of course, there's like a shirtless Vin Diesel on the poster and shit.
Wet pussies. I love churchgoers with wet pussies.
They talk my grandma to go. They go to see this movie. Turns out it's all an action movie, you know. And my grandma comes and says, "Well, it wasn't what they thought it was, but I enjoyed seeing all the cars." I'm like, "You're wild, Grandma. I love you."
Damn,
that's great.
Did she get to see the return? I mean, Triple X 2 State of the Union.
She didn't watch any more of them. She didn't.
She held up for the third. Xander Cage isn't really dead. Spoiler alert: Ice Cube makes a cameo. I know. That's an awesome story, man.
I thought it was funny. Yeah.
Why were the churchgoers intrigued to see if porn made its way to the big screen?
There's
theaters for that, folks.
But I think that was it. It was just the shock of we're at the mainstream movie theater. What is this doing here? That's not what it is.
That's funny. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of enjoyed the first Are We There Yet? Second one, I don't remember at all. I think the characters married and had their own baby, but I did enjoy the TV series. Something about Terry Crews and Essence Atkins coming together, but it was one of those weird ones. Yeah. Where it was like, they were ordered for, I think, like 100 episodes. So whether anybody watched it or not, it still was airing.
Just kept going. Yeah.
Yes. And I think I was the only person watching it. And I'm like, now there's like a fucking, how now you can stream like random channels. There's a whole Are We There Yet channel I saw recently. And I'm like, kind of want to watch that. But somehow it's not connected to the movie. So it's like, okay, this is weird, but sure, it's just about a family. All right, so I'm intrigued. I'd like to see Ice Cube as a granddad, and I've heard O'Shea Jackson Jr. talk about the fact that he's soft with his own grandchildren. Like Ice Cube's so hard, but he's like, yeah, my kids, he's like a softie around them. I'm like, I'd want to see that side in the movie, but I doubt that's what we're getting.
Oh, of course not. Yeah. He's not gonna. If anything, it's how do I deal with these crazy kids?
Right.
Kind of situation. Like
it's like it's like his version of Toy Story is like, why are they all using fucking tablets and phones? You gotta get in nature. It's like
play some. Go play some basketball or something, or get like play some video games with each other on the same TV. Like,
right? Because he is a sports guy, and I guess this is being produced by like.
That's right. Was it like sports memorabilia or something?
Yeah, he owned a sports shop or something. That's where he met Nia Long's character.
That's right.
I could see definitely some sports action being tossed in there. 100%. But if you're not into sports like me and you're a geek, maybe you like Legos. A new Lego movie is currently in development with Transformers 1 director Josh Cooley. The plot of the film is currently under wraps, but it's being described as a live-action animation hybrid, so that's not a description at all, but that's what the internet tells me. But the most intriguing part of the story is that the Toy Story 4 director is courting his old pal Duke Kaboom, a.k.a. Keanu Reeves, to star in the movie. How do you feel about Keanu Reeves doing a Lego movie?
Why not? I don't have an issue with that whatsoever. What I'm curious though is what the fuck that description of what style of
is it going to be like Who Framed Roger Rabbit with Lego?
But then say we do it that way. How does that work in volume in the world?
Like Legos or something? I don't know.
Is this going to be like the fucking Borrowers or some shit where it's Legos
like
are alive
or something?
Yeah. And it's like
maybe he owns
Legos
like a hobby store or something.
Turns out they all come to life at night, and this
human being is
exactly. Toy Story Night at the Museum. It's like now the store owner is like now in on their world of this is what's been going on.
I just love how Keanu is taking these wild swings. Like he for a while was one thing, then he became another. Then he's an action guy. And now he's like, I'll do whatever. I'll do an Aziz movie. I'll do a Lego movie. I'll do Toy Story. Why not?
I think that's always been there. I think he's always just kind of been up for fucking whatever. I saw a really funny clip of him. I mean, he had to be maybe like 19, 20 years old doing a local news coverage in Canada. And he was hilarious. And it's like, he's just always had this like presence around other people. It was some teddy bear convention in Canada in like the late 80s.
I think I saw that. Yeah. He was like being interviewed or something as a kid.
He was interviewing people. It was, he was the interviewer for the local news station. He's like, talks to a couple of grown adults and a kid. And then he's trying to interview this like teddy bear. And he's like, he's got like dialogue with it, and it's like this. Like he's always kind of had from comedy to action. Like he's kind of always. You're right. He's jumped around a lot of different things. But I think he's always had these in his pocket. Like he's true. I think he's long since been acknowledged. It's not like he's the greatest actor ever. No. He definitely gives all of what he has to offer.
He's like a tame Nick Cage. Like you're getting that Keanu Reeves, but he's trying. He's trying to do his thing. He'll do a bad accent if he needs to.
I still, there's classics he's associated with, but then there's things I love personally, like Destination Wedding. I thought he was fantastic in. The chemistry was absolutely wonderful. But then you go back to like, schlocky nonsense that I love, like Johnny Mnemonic, and then freaking The Matrix and all the John Wick shit that he's now. Ironically, John Wick is now the thing that has overtaken The Matrix, which is wild to me.
Insane. But it's like better track record. Matrix 2, 3, 4. John Wick's kind of gotten better after movie by movie, but so weird to think you can get that like Bill and Ted, then The Matrix, now John Wick. What's next? Lego? Is Lego going to be his next thing? I hope so.
Why not? That could be fun. Yeah. I like Duke Kaboom, so fucking have at it.
Right? Hell yeah. All right, this next one is an intriguing story, I think. Detective Pikachu's Rob Letterman is set to write and direct a live-action feature film adaptation of The Magic School Bus, and Elizabeth Banks is set to not only produce the film, but also star as Miss Frizzle. How do you feel about that?
It's very interesting. I love the idea of Elizabeth Banks as Miss Frizzle, But honestly, the concept of it being live action sounds fucking terrifying.
Yes.
Do you not remember what they did in this show? Like,
they went into kids' bodies, man, in a
Oh.
fucking bus.
that was
They went to
some
worlds.
stand-up comedian I was getting pushed on Instagram. He had a whole he does these like aided stand-up bits, and one of them is he's talking about just thinking about how fucked up Magic School Bus really was. And that's one of the episodes he highlights is just like, don't ask permission. They don't inform the parents. They just show up at the kid's house and they fucking go up they find his fucking asshole. They visit his rectum from inside. It's so fucked up. There's another episode where they like go into a salmon and like they're in these salmon eggs and then they get fucking jizzed on by the other salmon.
That's hot, man.
Well,
That's what I should have seen in the theater.
And then it's like, but the kids are inside the salmon egg, so it's like, oh, this is so gross. Oh,
and like, I love how she had that
you're just learning science, you know, like you're not thinking about this shit.
But it's it's fun though, fun science. Like if you were to just teach me how fucking frogs fuck, I don't care. I don't want to see eggs on I remember
the
eggs.
Computer games were really good too. It's a lot of those kind of like a lot of mini games, exploring the classroom kind of things. I remember checking them out from the library when I was little.
I didn't realize that it started back in the 80s as a book series. Like in my
head, the books first. Yeah.
But in the 80s, I thought it was 90s, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, we got the cartoon in the 90s. But I remember
we did.
My elementary school had like all the books, but they were all really old. So that makes sense. Why they were. Yeah.
I just hope she still has a little lizard friend. How do you do Frizzle without a lizard?
You can't not have, whatever.
I don't know the character's name. Yeah.
But never spoke, but
I'm
mannerisms
hoping that
were...
I'm hoping that it plays to a wide audience and it's funny for adults. I feel like with Banks behind it.
It's obviously we're in the age group where we could be bringing our kids to the movie, but you also need to entertain us. So especially knowing Elizabeth Banks is also producing, I think that bodes well for that.
And I feel like Detective Pikachu, the same director, that movie had a little bit of like edge for a Pokemon movie in itself.
Yes, absolutely.
Fingers crossed.
And then because Elizabeth Banks, doesn't she also produce that Power Rangers movie she was in?
Yeah, that was one of her first big things. Yep.
And I thought it played well for me, like me watching it as an adult. I was entertained and I really liked it.
Yeah, it wasn't just dumbed down for kids.
Exactly. So I think
it was more for us.
Exactly. I think that's a good combination of things to make that fun for everybody.
Fuck yeah. Well, let's find out if this next one's going to be fun for everyone, Dennis. One of the biggest movie-related losses caused by COVID-19 was Warner Brothers' big screen adaptation of Sesame Street. It was going to be produced and directed by Portlandia's co-creator Jonathan Kryzal. It would have starred Anne Hathaway, and it would have had original music by Bo Burnham, who went on to make fantastic music during the pandemic. It sounded like a really fun movie to me. Unfortunately, Warner Brothers lost the rights to the film, and now it looks like Netflix will be doing their own original Sesame Street movie. But it's not known whether it's going to come out in theaters or the streaming service.
It's going to be a streamer. Come on.
Yeah. And I just wonder, do you think that they take wild swings with like Bo Burnham style music? And I don't know, Jordy, do you think it's going to be more for kids?
It's going to be for kids. It's going to be tamed down. You can't put the Sesame Street name on something that then ends up being raunchy or having jokes for. I think the brand association alone, Bo Burnham's gonna really rein it in.
He's not a part of this anymore either. But I guess I'm seeing. I didn't one of the Flight of the Conchords do the music for Statham's, Siegel's Muppets movies, the first and second. I think I went to a test screening of the sequel. And
that sounds.
What's his face was sitting right in front
familiar.
of me.
That sounds that's I would believe that.
Not Jermaine, Brett did the music.
Yeah. So I would believe that. I would believe that. No, it's always the kind of thing, you know. Like I mean, we like MC Chris and know how far he can take his music, but then he's done the kids albums and stuff.
Marshmallow Playground and whatnot. Yeah.
I think especially for artists where you do kind of typically stay in the same kind of area for a long time, it's got to be nice to then break out of that and then get to make something like what could have been the music for a potential theatrical release Sesame Street film. I'm curious what that plot would be. That would still be
Yes,
it would still work for kids though, because I'm curious what that looked like early on. Because like it's one of those you really can't fuck with it too much. You know, it's got to be. Even the Muppets is still a little edgy for Sesame Street, in my opinion.
Wasn't there like a movie back in the 90s where like Big Bird went missing or something? Like, I feel like I remember like a Big Bird movie.
Oh my god! Or he was a detective or something. God damn! You're giving me yeah.
Wow! This might be 85. It's looking like. Follow That Bird. What the Big Bird loves spending his days on Sesame Street with all of his different friends. However, social worker Miss Finch feels that Big Bird should live in an environment with only birds like himself when she sends him to live with a family of dodos in Illinois. Weird.
Oh, okay. A bird. I'm imagining bigger than the fucking social worker. He's getting told what to do. That's funny.
Let's see. We had Chevy Chase, Catherine. All right. Well, it's the 80s, so that's probably why I don't know 90. You know most of these names probably, but I don't.
Where is this movie? That's wild,
right? Like, did that not get theatrical? Did follow?
Maybe it was a TV movie or something. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, right. Get a theatrical release. Had to have been like a PBS special, maybe. No. Follow That Bird, musical road comedy premiered in movie theaters across America in 1985. Okay, so
wow.
What I said earlier, I guess maybe this is a more traditional Sesame Street movie rather than Big Bird, but
right on a road picture. It's funny because now that you say that, because in freaking the Muppet movie was that 79, you see there's a Big Bird cameo of him fucking hitchhiking, and it's like, what is it? They're just going different directions, so. Big Bird's like,
crossover action there.
All right, fucking see ya, and Kermit and them just keep going.
But I'm with you. I'd love to know what the story is, but I feel like this should get a theatrical run. Like, you let it live on Netflix later, but think of the money. Like, everyone knows Sesame Street. Like,
yeah, you say that, but then Sesame Street just went through so much turmoil to try to stay alive. They've been treading water for years, which is so unfortunate because there's almost no educational programming like this anymore. It leans way more towards entertainment than education, I feel, from what I've observed. It's especially the messages that the show had and the normalizing real life things. Was incredible, and there was great lessons to be had here. So unless the show can stay alive, I just don't see them wanting to spend the money on on a theatrical release. And I feel like this is going to be, but that's still not a bad thing.
But kids will be able to get it more accessibly.
Exactly. You know, they're already going to be sitting in the grocery cart at the groceries. You know, shopping cart at the grocery store. Might as well have this on than
YouTube better than
ads.
watching. Yeah, exactly. Watching people play Fortnite or some shit, because that's what kids do in my book. All right. Staying with nostalgia. Oh, yeah. Robot. That's exactly where it's at. Staying with nostalgia here, Dennis. This one I think I'm also intrigued by. For decades, fans have been clamoring for a live-action Thundercats movie, but after Masters of the Universe bombed at the box office, all hopes of seeing Lino and the gang on the big screen seemed kind of unlikely. But Warner Brothers just announced that there's going to be an animated film that they're currently developing based around the Thundercats. So,
come on, they've done this enough times. I remember enjoying. Was it G4? Had the anime Thundercats series that was
yep.
That was cool because then they had that Wolverine
Blade
series.
Yep.
They were really they were going for some shit. Or was that Adult Swim? I remember it being in a weird.
That was G4.
Yeah,
100%.
I remember liking.
Although the Thundercats one might have been
Adult Swim.
No, I think actual Cartoon Network, and maybe it had to be Adult Swim because that's too much for kids.
Because because pretty quick out the gate, it was the king, whatever, his father was killed off, and they set that shit up fast. But no, that's too bad. All right, so Masters of the Universe didn't do well. Well, yeah, I don't, because I think that's kind of it's a generation or two too old. I think that when you take into consideration the revitalization of Thundercats when it was reintroduced on Toonami, huge deal. He-Man never got that treatment.
No, people like we had different iterations, never fully hit, and it's like they're sword and sandal type things, but this has a little bit more. I can't even say that because there's creatures in He-Man, but the love and passion, Thundercats has always kind of struck a chord with most like people's from the 80s and 90s, and He-Man, not so much.
He-Man never stuck for me because I think that there's a lot less sarcasm and a lot less like on the nose.
It takes itself more seriously. Yeah,
it does.
Thundercats.
Other than them being fucking humanoid cat people, it's like as long as you can just digest that, everything else works. And
exactly,
I fucking loved Thundercats as a kid. All right, animated feature. Okay.
I'm wondering if that could be a test ground. It's like, all right, well, we didn't animate one that worked. Maybe now we're reintroducing it. Maybe we can go and do live action a few years down the road. I don't know. Right. But interestingly enough, like I said, Masters bombed, but there's talk about doing a sequel because Amazon seems kind of happy with their numbers, I guess, which it might make sense because they know it's probably going to be a smash hit once it hits Prime Video or MGM Plus or whatever the streaming service is.
Right. I already have a casting suggestion. Voice wise.
Okay. Voice.
Panthro.
Michael Floyd.
No, Panthro, who was one of my favorites because he made all the cool shit. Freaking Clancy Brown.
I mean,
come on.
How do you go wrong with Clancy B? Oh yeah. I'm like, why are you doing voice? Because it's animated, dipshit. I'm like, why are you doing?
I know we were just talking about. We were talking about.
I know. I just read a whole thing.
You did.
Fucking idiot.
Ooh,
Clancy Brown. What can't Clancy Brown do, man? That man is.
He could do a villain too, but I want to hear him. I want to hear him do Panthro's voice, so that way we're getting him every, with regularity,
more frequent.
And he has that little bit of an authoritarian, like because he's older than, right? Yeah, he's older than Lino, but he's not like in charge. I kind of like.
It's kind of like a statesman, an elder.
The Smith. He's the creator of things too. He's worthy of creating things for royalty, so he's a badass.
Right.
That and he got to drive the tank. That was cool.
But I feel like it could be fun seeing this on the big screen, like if done right, at least.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. It'd be a little disappointing to never see a live action one. That would be challenging, though. There's been a long history of humanoid cat people not pulling off the big screen very well.
And if you do it, we gotta see their buttholes.
The buttholes.
If we've learned anything from cats,
cannot remove the buttholes. So,
I know what you're thinking. Don't they wear clothes? Yes, but there could be a scene where they have buttholes out. I mean, people poop.
Lino, I've been struck in the arsehole.
Well, let's take a look at your puckering asshole, Lino.
Tend to my wound. Come here, Chitara. Stop it.
That's for the churchgoers right there, Dennis.
I love you, Grandma.
All right. So this one, staying in the realm, it's just nostalgia today, in my opinion, Dennis.
Truly
Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup are heading back to the big screen. Warner Brothers Animation has teased that they are developing a new Powerpuff Girls movie. I'm not gonna lie, I love the first one, even though I hear it was a flop. But the Powerpuff Girls, how do you go wrong?
I remember us talking about that because that Origin of Mojo Jojo movie came out. I think, right around.
Well, no, I think that was in there. I think that's when we found out he was one of them. Like I think it was in the movie.
No, that's what I'm saying. When the movie came out, was that 08 or 07 or something or 09?
No, it was like 04 or 05. Because I remember me and my dad went to see that and Men in Black 2, I think.
Shit. Oh wow.
Okay, that's how deep back. Yeah, 2002 was MIB too. So I'm thinking Powerpuff Girls movie.
That's right. Because that was like when they brought the show back.
2002.
Because there was a point I remember I felt like it wasn't the original show anymore. So that's when I stopped watching it. But I loved the
the initial run.
Yes, that first iteration. That was classic Cartoon Network. That's the Cartoon Network I grew up with.
100%.
Powerpuff Girls have always been badass characters in my book, and I've always been a fan of of that original lineup. I
Yeah.
remember my sisters having a computer game, played the shit out of that thing. That was so much fun.
Cartoon Network did great games. Like
they really did.
Their website was, and it was the time where games weren't huge on the internet, so like it was simple things.
Oh,
it was
Flash games were getting huge. I remember there was that.
I guess yeah.
They did when Cartoon Network famously did that series of every summer. They would do new chapters of this, like the whatever island resort thing, where it was a mix of all of their primetime cartoon characters. We're all like vacationing on some island together, and it was like an RPG where you were playing through with. I loved that shit, and they had so many other little offshoot ones, but some of them got sizable.
Like one of my big thing in elementary school, we had like a computer in our classroom, so it's like in the morning if you got there early, you could play, or like a little later in the day. Like I remember vividly, like Quick Draw McGraw had a fucking blackjack game, and Droopy, because whenever he'd be like, I'll hit. I'm like, yeah. And Dexter had a dodgeball game, like,
yep.
And there was like a tanks game, like, oh man,
Space Ghost had one where you're shooting, Zorak.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah. He'd like pop up in different places around the set, and you'd have to blast him with your.
That's awesome. But I would love to see Powerpuff Girls again. Like I know they tried making that live action one that sounded terrible. I saw like the teaser, the trailer for it. I'm like,
did you see the script pages? The script pages were. I read a few of those.
Because like they were alcoholics, and now I think they're reviving it. Did they revive it as an anime at one point? Like they're trying.
They definitely tried a couple different ways of bringing the show back. And I don't think it's because it's like I think once you start changing the original formula, it's never gonna work. Like the Powerpuff Girls themselves, you fuck with the formula, you're not gonna get the same result.
You're gonna get the rowdy rough boys, man. You're not gonna get that same feel. And it sucks because we just lost Professor X a couple of weeks ago.
We did.
Yeah, tough times.
And he was still doing. Like, and he went to that convention only like a couple of weeks before. And
I bet.
It was him with the original cast too, so that was really cool. They all got to see each other.
A nice goodbye.
Yeah.
So I feel like if done right, it could be a fun time at the movies. Like, I'd check it out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but, even if it ends up being like a straight to HBO streaming,
100%.
I'm watching that. That would be cool.
Sign me up.
Yep.
Yeah. And it sucks. Now I'm like, I want to watch the original movie, not streaming. You got to pay to. I'm like, I'm not going to pay to watch that. Fuck you.
Come on,
like
HBO.
That should be a Max staple.
Yeah.
But I don't even think the cartoon's on Max. Like, remember they purged a bunch of stuff? It's like, fuck.
That's right. Yeah. It is a muddled Cartoon Network library they have over there.
Like I remember, like back when Warner Brothers was sending stuff, my contact is left, so I don't get much anymore. But they sent me like some cartoon. I think it was maybe a regular show or something else, and I was promoting it. Someone's like, "Why would I pay for that? It's streaming." I'm like, "No. Cartoon Network's library is empty. If you open up Max, if you look at it, buddy. Sorry."
Yeah,
you got to pay to play these days. I'm saying, I don't want to pay to watch the Powerpuff Girl movie. Shut the fuck up, Adam.
There are times though it is definitely worth. I get that though for certain things. Yeah. Like if I could just fucking whip out SWAT Cats again casually, I probably would have done that by now. But
that's gonna be on like Dark Water or something. I bet. I don't know that one. Pirates of Dark Water.
That was another early early '90s tween dark cartoon.
Almost similar looking suits to fucking Thundercats. Tim Curry was in there, Hector Elizondo, Frank Walker.
It was a cool show.
How did a misfit crew have sailed to the mysterious 20 seas surrounded by aliens world? That's so weird.
And the water's like evil. Like you can't touch it. You can't swim in it. You'll get pulled in and
you dead.
Consumed by it was I remember enjoying that show in that like the action block they would do in the morning.
That's crazy.
Shit.
Well, all right. Sorry. I'm moving on, but I'm like, that was my gripe. For some reason in my area, that's why I didn't know it. We didn't have Cartoon Network for years. Like, for some reason, my grandparents, the ones that I didn't really care for, they had it in like a couple of towns away. Like back in the day, I was so upset. I would call my fucking phone provider all the time, be like, "You guys get Cartoon Network?" And like, I just would call all the time, thinking maybe they have it today. And I was so desperate.
Because was it a
Cartoon
cable?
Network.
Did you guys have a cable
Yeah.
base? Okay, that's why.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
we
yeah.
the only reason why I got it was my dad finally bought a dish, installed it himself. This was back in the
That
day.
would be it.
You would buy your own receivers and you'd have to dig
Yeah.
a hole and have the huge fucking satellite dish. My dad actually, like, he built all that shit. You'd have to.
That makes sense because
Yeah.
Eddie had a satellite dish, and I'd go over to his house and be like, "Oh my god, what boomerang? What is this?" And that's probably why another is I'm like, "Fuck, why do you get it?" And I don't.
Right.
And I want
Yeah.
a dish so bad, but my parents like, "We got cable." It's like, "Fuck you."
That's not the
But-
same.
So we got Cartoon Network so fucking late, like, but I mean, still at the dawn of like those big shows, but just a little too late.
But you're still catching Johnny Bravo and Dexter's
Oh yeah,
Lab
yeah,
and
yeah,
all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I was there for that stuff. So
Well, that's fine,
the
'cause the very-
classics.
The very beginning of Cartoon Network was very little original content, anyways. It was mostly
It was
Looney
more
Tunes.
Boomerang-ish, right?
Yeah.
Like Hanna Barbera.
They had the whole Hanna-Barbera catalog, and then they had a couple of small stuff because it wasn't for a while later till they then did Boomerang, and
Mhm.
because they had so much original stuff, they could then split off. But
And it's like, all right, you did Boomerang, but you didn't do your own Adult Swim channel, which everyone would have paid for. Like, I guess that's
now
short
there isn't. I was going to say
content.
because it's so much short form. I think that's part of the problem, and then keeping all those rights alive, and that's going to be expensive paying all those people out. Because I
Oh,
bet you
yeah.
the deals for those folks are very different than the deals the old school animators and stuff got with Hanna-Barbera.
Mm.
I'm sure that's pennies by comparison.
I don't know, man, because the voice of Frylock has been in some tough waters and stuff, like Homeless and stuff. I remember reading recently and shit. And it's like, but different shows, different. The animators and voice
very
actors
true.
a little bit different, I guess. But think how many people got their fucking cut their teeth on Cartoon Network, like Butch Hartman, Seth MacFarlane,
Yep.
fucking Gingy, so many people, man.
Oh, Gennady
It's like,
Tartakovsky. Yep.
yeah, like
Fuck
so
yeah.
many fucking people. They just, and it's weird. They they just brought back regular show on Cartoon Network,
Mhm.
and for some reason, like every couple of weeks, they'll drop like 5 episodes on HBO Max, but not all. And like for some reason, they're doing like 1 episode of Rick and Morty a week on HBO Max. I'm like,
Huh.
what are you doing? Like, why can't you just fuck you
Weird.
guys? Yeah,
I know when Mark Hamill was talking about when I saw him at his panel at Fan Expo, he was very excited to be coming back to regular show.
well, he's
and
a
how that
fantastic
was,
character.
How him talking about how long it took him to understand what the show was before he finally
Mhm,
saw it.
in
Was
the
just,
beginning.
oh, okay, this makes a lot more sense. I'm like, I don't understand why
Uh-huh.
kids like this. This is obviously for adults. Like,
Mhm.
like what child wants to watch this? I like it.
yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's see. This next one's definitely not for kids, Dennis. Fresh off his Oscar nomination for The Secret Agent, actor Wagner Moura is in negotiations to play the villain in Bradley Cooper and Margot Robbie's upcoming Oceans prequel, which is going in production later next month in, I want to say, France.
Nice.
And rumor has it he's up for villain role in James Bond and X-Men, but this one's shooting first. So it's like, how do you feel about him going back into being a villain almost?
Love it.
Because he
It's
started
amazing.
on Narcos, you said, right?
Narcos. He
Where
was
most people
so
saw him.
fucking good on Narcos. I still really want to see there's the Secret Agent.
Yeah.
It's on my queue. Because I want to see the inverse, like the other side.
You gotta see it. It's good, but it's well, he's good. The movie is long, drawn out, and tedious, but it looks visually stunning. But
nice.
very long movie, but definitely worth supporting him.
Fan
checking
of
out.
his. I liked that he got to have that little bit in Mall, right? Am I thinking that right?
Yep. As the cop. Yep.
Did
Our
a great
main
job in there.
detective.
Yeah,
But-
like I think it's not surprising he's going to get cast in roles like that. I think I would like to see even more than just villain roles repeating
Sure,
over and
I'd
over
see
again.
him do anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, could you see him as a villain in X-Men or a villain in James Bond? Like, of course, that stuff's far off to the side, but
definitely.
like,
Definitely. I both of those things would make sense. I was actually going to say I want to see him as a villain live action in Star Wars.
ooh.
I could see him as like a Sith practitioner of some kind, or
That'd be dope.
an Imperial officer, or any number of things like that. That would be badass.
Right. Oh man, I'm just happy he's getting more work because I've always loved seeing him pop up in things and seeing him get more and more prominent roles. Oh, that's gonna be good.
More than just one of the most iconic "I'm waiting around for something to happen" memes that's ever been used. I still love seeing that one.
But yeah, it's surprising like that this movie's actually happening. Like I figured this one would have fell down and we'd get the Clooney one first, but I guess you get someone like Cooper coming in to direct and star and rewrite.
Yeah, it's a big, and I think because you get more
And
fresh
Robbie.
faces and we're not relying on seeing all the original cast come back, I think that also makes it easier to put it into production. And to this cast, I'm intrigued alone. I'm already a fan of like the series. I'm already a fan of the talent being attached to it. So
why not?
Yeah. I'm not demanding to see George Clooney in it, so you don't have to worry about any of that shit.
I could see like maybe him doing like a bookend, maybe like my parents or this that possibly, but not necessary.
So like age him up and have him play his own father, so he's like, like really make him old, so then it's believed the age gap thing, whatever's makes sense.
Yeah. So time will tell. This next one is intriguing to me, Dennis. Jeff Snyder claims that we're getting an intriguing new take on Jason Bourne on the Bourne franchise. He has reason to believe that we're getting a reboot centered around a female amnesiac spy, and that the spy will be played by none other than Zendaya. And here's the rationale behind it. He recently leaked some 2026 studio mandates, and one of those included a document claiming that Zendaya was attached to a top secret action movie, one with the potential to launch her own franchise. And back in March, Universal announced that they were looking for a new actor to play Bourne. And a few days ago, one of his best sources reached out and told him that Zendaya has had discussions to replace Damon as the lead of the Bourne franchise for Universal. And on top of that, Zendaya's schedule has been rather empty with the exception of Shrek 5. Could you see that happening or
now? Okay, see, but it kind of just raises questions. Yes, it is a lot of speculation. But for my personal speculations are, okay, so is this a continuation of the series, or is this legit like a gender bend? This is Jessica Bourne or whatever the fuck.
Right. That's what I'm
Justine
assuming.
Bourne, and then it's just the same story, just with her instead. I'm like, all right, that's fine.
But I feel like something new has to be done to make it more intriguing, to be a modern retelling. Like
the beautiful thing about the first Bourne movie is where it exists in time. It makes way more sense. Our access of internet use, our use of technology and stuff, it fucking works for the first film. To set it in modern day, I think I don't like I don't like the idea of modern technology being in a retelling of the first Jason Bourne story.
Wasn't the last Bourne movie kind of like Bourne taking on a social media network or some shit? Kind of like
I
Bourne
didn't even see the
Facebook?
last one because I loved the first two. The third one wasn't even that. Yeah, the first three, honestly. Before you get to what's his fuck, I was on board with all three of those. Yes. I was good with those, but the first one still is a kick-ass movie, and that physicality and that presence on screen, we just very rarely get to see that. I know people are going to want to compare it to John Wick. It's not the same, though. It's not different. It's so not the same. And those wide shots of Matt Damon doing some badass shit, and then it's not all just guns blazing. It's so much hand-to-hand combat, and when you get to the guns, it's brutal. Like I love that Clive Owen scene at the farmhouse, when all he's got is the shotgun and he is able to drop this fucking sniper with a side-by-side breakaway shotgun. Great scene, like it's these moments. That's what makes him so cool. That's why the closest we're going to get to like an American James Bond is Jason Bourne in my book. So
yeah, but here's my question. I get Damon is probably like 50 something, 50. I want to say 50. No, I was going to say 50. No, he's going to be 40 something. He's getting older. Sure.
50. I think he's
But he is at his peak physical ability. Like he looks.
He just got fucking shredded for the Odyssey. Yeah. So
and he's going to be leading that. Does Universal really want to chuck that out the window? I don't know.
Do you think he may pop up somewhere in this one then? As
possible.
Like
what if he's one
Treadstone
of the
made more than
one?
Yeah, I was about to say Treadstone made more than one agent, because that was the whole thing. Is one went rogue, so they sent the rest of them after the
to
one.
find him. Yeah.
He could be one of the ones, one of the other Treadstone agents going after Bourne.
Yeah.
That would be kind of fun. Bring Clive
Right,
on. Just bring them all. Bring all those guys back.
Why not? Soft reboot.
I honestly, you know what? I don't have an issue with it. It's like because I think it's the same conversation as when people were freaking out adding a female lead to a James Bond movie.
Right.
I'm like,
it's part of life.
I'm not gonna get pissed off about it. If it bothers you so much, then don't fucking see it. But
exactly.
This isn't
the other
like
movies still exist.
Yeah. Go back and rewatch the ones you like then. No, I'm curious. Zendaya kicks ass. That woman is she's got the fucking world wrapped around her finger right now. Take advantage.
Ride
Go
it
for
while
it.
you can.
Yeah.
100%.
And to be honest, I think we're going to be watching her act for like 50 fucking years at least.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Sign me up, man. I'm with you.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm really excited for this next one here, Dennis. DreamWorks.
Shrek. Oh, I knew it.
Yeah, here we go. DreamWorks Animation has announced that exactly 1 year after Shrek 5 releases, Eddie Murphy's fast-talking character, Donkey, will be getting his very own spin-off movie. That's right, Toasties. On June 30th, 2028, we're getting a Donkey Origins movie. All right.
You already marked it in your calendar?
Oh, you bet. It's saved. I got to pre-order those tickets day one. I really am excited. Like we've talked, we already knew that this was happening, but so close to Shrek 5's release. But I'm like, do we need an origin? I want more of like Donkey with his family doing his own thing. Like he's always been sidekick to fucking Shrek. Let's see him lead his own film as Donkey.
Think about the shit Donkey signed on for. Like he faced some pretty terrifying and incredible odds for literally just meeting this fucking guy.
That's true.
I have to imagine he's already gone through some wild shit.
Yeah.
Leading up to then, especially just for the balls on him to just walk into someone's fucking house and just I love this idea of he's got to. And what's funny enough, as you're saying that now, you're making me think of the movie I'm going to be reviewing this episode. There has to be some background that provided why he's able to just walk into those situations and be fucking pretty chill with it. Yeah, he was terrified of the dragon. He ended up fucking the dragon though. So,
exactly. And that's what I want to know, man. I want to see the relationship with him and Dragon, how they fuck, how they have kids, how he parents.
I'm sorry.
Why he's always leaving.
You might have to direct your own Donkey Triple X parody, but
listen,
to truly flesh out the lore.
I mean, Twilight came out of fan fiction from fucking 50 Shades. Why can't I get a Donkey style thing?
Erotic Donkey fan fiction like Tina Belcher
I think the
style.
world deserves it. Exactly.
And then they touched butts.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
And the dragon and the donkey touched butts. And then everything was good.
Yeah. But do you think Shrek will pop up in here somewhere? Like, do you think like Shrek will be in the beginning just so we get a little Shrek taste?
It would make sense. It should be if anything, it should be at the end. If anything, it should be Donkey walking.
He's meeting him or something. Yeah.
We build up to that moment. Because doesn't he briefly references getting kicked out or told to leave wherever he was last?
That's what's going on. Farquaad has vanquished every fairy tale creature to Shrek's.
That's right. Yeah. So a talking donkey, yes, that breaks the mold.
Because the Tinkerbell hits him and he flies like, you may have seen a dragonfly or whatever the fuck he says.
Yeah.
His iconic line that I can't recall. But you've never seen a talking flying donkey. So I'm excited, man. Give me all the donkey.
For sure. I think it'll be fun.
It's crazy that we got a Puss in Boots movie before Donkey, but hey.
That was the wildest thing to me. When I remember when I heard about that coming out, I'm like, really? Out of everyone, that's who you want it? But it ended up doing good. So
yeah. I didn't care so much for the first one as much when I first saw it, but I took a small child with me who wanted to move seats to seat. So I didn't get to immerse myself as much. But like I said, the last one was so fantastic. But yeah. All right, one last story. Nope, two stories here, man. Two stories. Yeah, two last stories. Staying in the realm-ish of Shrek. On episode 241, we briefly had discussed that Dr. Evil had a Verizon commercial and how much we'd love to see another Austin Powers movie. Well, it sounds like we weren't the only ones thinking this. Well, Mike Myers was on Trevor Noah's World Cup watch party. A fan asked him if we'd ever see a Shrek 4, and Austin Powers 4, and Myers enthusiastically said yes. I feel like this is the most concrete thing that we've heard, but do you think this is just like him? Like,
you know what? I also think
or
Mike Myers is also kind of a cock tease because I think he wants it to happen, just like he helped perpetuate the Wayne's World shit, and that just ended up being a fucking Uber Eats commercial.
Uber Eats commercials. That's
so
true.
Fucking disappointing because that would have been. I would have been on board with that. I'm not until I see a trailer or I hear about fucking principal photography like starting. I'm not gonna like get my hopes up. Good on him. He just got that like Lifetime Achievement Award. Like, I think the man's in full stride. He's looking good. I think it'd be great to get him back in the fucking suit.
He's in the two of the highest fucking box office ranking biographies, Bohemian Rhapsody and Michael. It's like he's in these big movies. Shrek's gonna fucking kill it, I bet. Why not take another bite of the apple that people love so much, or do the Love Guru 2 and keep floundering?
Oh, holy God! Please no.
he hasn't struck gold since Shrek, but that sucks. The penultimate or whatever. Life's been rough, but I'm sure he's doing just fine.
Oh, he was great in Inglourious Bastards. I like that.
Dude, he best part, yeah. Him giving the rundown with the globe and the man, I love when he pops up in things.
Yeah,
unrecognizable. All right, one last story here, Dennis. After 26 long years, Brian Grazer, Ron Howard, and Jim Carrey are reuniting over at Universal for a sequel to How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The plot is under wraps. However, we know that Ron Howard will not only direct the comedy, but he'll also produce alongside Brian Grazer. And of course, Carrey will portray the one-time holiday humbug. But it was announced that the trio behind my all-time favorite movie, Eurotrip, aka Alec Berg, Jeff Schaefer, and David Mandel, will be penning the script. Now, of course, those guys have done bigger and better things since Eurotrip, but fuck you. That's what I'm sticking with. How do you feel about coming back for a Grinch sequel?
All right, here it is. The Grinch 2. How the Grinch got his Christmas back. And it's his sassy Whoville pals getting him back into the Christmas spirit because he's just so burnt out on Christmas. He over Christmas for so many years. Yeah, he's just it's like the inverse of the spectrum he was on. Like he's now become what the average citizen of Whoville was in the original film. I don't know. That's weird. This is so long ago, and the original movie, still good. It holds up. Still fine, and because it's so like over the top, I think it's kind of timeless too. It's a magical world, anyways.
And I don't think they're gonna do prosthetics. I feel like they do like a mocap, and it just won't look the same to me. I don't think.
That would be the challenge. Could you get Jim Carrey to put that shit on again? That would be quite the ass. Now, where it's quick to knock it, and I want to right away. I want to be like, fuck that. I want the prosthetics. But then you look at Walton Goggins in Fallout, and he looks fucking great. Yeah, the blending of the two. If you did it like that, I think I could be more on board because the nose. 100%. I mean, they fucking killed it with the nose. It looks like a prosthetic. I forget that they're painting out.
He has an actual nose. Yeah.
And he still gets to perform. He still, you still see the acting come through his face. And if Jim Carrey could do that with the actual prosthetic on, then I wouldn't doubt he'd still be able to
emote with like dots on his face and shit.
Yes, exactly.
And some prosthetics.
I mean, we say that he's already done it in.
Yeah, the holiday, the other Christmas movies.
Midnight.
No, you're thinking of Polar Express, but no.
Polar Express.
The one with the three, the Ghost of Christmas.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm mixing them up.
What the fuck is Christmas Story?
Christmas Carol. Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
One's the BB gun. The other
very
one's
different movies.
Don't kill your employee's son.
Yeah. Woo. Well, I don't know. I want to talk shit about it, but it's like if they're coming back, but so many of these movies, like if they're coming back this late in the game, they gotta have a good story to tell. But then we end up with fucking Dumb and Dumber 2. We end up with Happy Gilmore 2. But I gotta have hope in fucking Ron Howard and Jim Carrey. But like, I don't know. I wanna
this far away. That's what always gets me is like, why this 20 years?
And I still remember going to the movies on my birthday to go see this movie. And it doesn't feel like it's been 20 years because, like you said, it's still so relevant. It plays every year as if it's still
huge.
New.
It was a juggernaut when it came out, and it's since become, I think, a staple in every
even
Christmas
bigger
movie watching list. You know, it's become a classic. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm with you. I'm like, it's hard for me to shit on it if you're actually backing it with a lot of like high caliber talent, but we've also been burned by that in the past before. So,
but I'm intrigued by the three guys writing. Alec Berg coming off of Barry. That show's fantastic. Jeff Schaffer just had that Larry David Obama show, Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Happiness.
That looks funny. I got that in my queue.
I feel like David Mandel, I feel like I've heard him doing something recently. Like, I feel like he's done something big. Like, what the fuck is his big thing? He worked with Mike Myers on The Cat in the Hat. People like that one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said Mike Myers, but that's a Dr. Seuss movie. I don't know. So these guys have an interest in that. And like I said, fucking Jeff Schaffer did The League. If we're getting that League style comedy here, I love that. I don't know. I'm intrigued, I guess.
It's definitely there in the first one.
Yeah. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to do it for us in this old news section here, Dennis.